The way we work with young people is unique within itself.
Building the skills.
What we do here is we combine life skills training with sporting excellence, and that's something which you don't have in many areas within North London or within Haringey, within England as a whole, and because of that we've seen great results.
Islamic Relief is an international relief and development organization working in more than 35 countries worldwide in the relief and development program, from tsunami-affected area to Chechnya, to Afghanistan, to Pakistan, to Kashmir, South Sudan, and different countries as well.
Magic Breakfast is a registered charity. We provide food and nutrition education to primary schools in greatest need. Shockingly, we think there's about a quarter of the children in primary schools arriving at school too hungry to learn. And in this country, given that it's one of the most affluent countries in the world, we find that shocking.
Went to school like everybody else, truanted a little bit, not too much. From there I went on to college. I was a little bit lackadaisical, a bit complacent at college. Ended up getting kicked out after a year and a half. I got into a little bit of problem in the West End. Consequently went to prison for that. From prison I was approached by the Prince's Trust and given the opportunity to write a business plan. And from there the Haringey Warriors was born.
What really inspired me is the need of the people in Africa in the mid-80s, 1983, 1984. And I was a medical student at that time. It was nearly 22 years ago. And when I felt to do something, but I did not know what to do. I did not have any office. Only had a donation box on the wall. Then we went from a mosque to a mosque, from a street to a street, from an activity, from a conference. And this was a start. We did not know that Islamic Relief is going to be Islamic Relief as it is now.
I was inspired to start Magic Breakfast when I saw that for 1 in 4 children, the only hot food they receive is the food they get at school. So I started delivering some food myself on Saturday mornings. I just rang up a group of head teachers in schools in Hackney and said, would it help if I dropped off some food to your school? I did that for about a year. The teachers were saying it was making such a difference that it seemed a good idea to build it and expand it. So I've remortgaged my house and now I've been running Magic Breakfast for 3 years and we're supporting 20 schools. No one gives you money in the morning, you go in the shop. What are you going to have for your breakfast? Yeah, buy sweets, don't you?
Oh, I know.
I'm determined. I will take the initiative in situations. I'm confident. And those 3 things are probably the key things to being a leader.
Any leader has to be a believer in what he or she is doing. Then they have to be crystal clear, transparent in their houses, in their community. They have to be available for people.
My colleagues would say my leadership skills are being extremely passionate about these children, supporting them. You talk to these children, they know that getting a good breakfast is really important to them, and it breaks my heart that they can't get that naturally in their own home environment. I've got, from a corporate background, I've got good project management skills, I've got reasonably good communication skills, you judge for yourself. But in terms of what I've really got, I suppose, is that I'm absolutely determined to solve this problem, and my colleagues say that I'm relentless in keeping on until we get the support in this country to solve this problem. Children going to school too hungry to learn in this day and age is an outrage.
The great thing about volunteers is they're happy and they're willing to do whatever it is you need to ask. Some of the tasks are small and mundane, but someone's got to do them. And what I've found is with the volunteers, they're really happy to do these things. They just want to be involved and want to be a part of the organisation as a whole.
I am always inspired by the great work of volunteers, because they are the real heroes, and they are the silent heroes working behind the scene.
I've been hugely inspired by people's openness and honesty, saying, I don't know what I can do, but I want to do something. I think organisations should be very willing to make room for people to learn. We really incubate volunteers. We've had a number of volunteers who've stayed with us for a while so they can learn skills. And secondly, I'm really inspired by how much people have to give. The skills, don't underestimate yourself as a volunteer, because you make a huge impact, certainly have with Magic Breakfast.
My advice to other leaders of volunteers would be to be determined, keep going, stay motivated, and encourage others.
Leaders of volunteers have to make sure that volunteers have got some kind of code when they enter the organisation, so that there's something they can actually get themselves stuck into. People need a bit of a quick win, particularly small anarchic organisations like ours. How can you give people a helping hand to come in and find their place?
You have your mission in your mind all the time. So don't put the word failure on the table for any discussion. Put success, achievement, construction, and development, and keep doing it.